When you post, though, do you recognize the power you have in that?
Essentially, I handed a loaded gun to those who hate me.
Elon Musk is under fire for his latest interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin at the Dealbook Summit, where he spoke out against being blackmailed from advertisers.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
You know, I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride, where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money, offer me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care?
With companies pulling their ads and money away from X, the company is estimated to suffer up to $75 million in lost revenue. What caused this massive pull away from X? Is there anything that Elon can do to fix the problem? Or is it all downhill from here?
We focus on making the best products, and Tesla's gotten to where it's gotten with no advertising at all. Hate me, like me, or indifferent. Do you want the best car, or do you not want the best car? You could not trust me. It is irrelevant. The rocket track record speaks for itself. Let the chips fall where they may.
Whether you admire him for his need to make the planet and the human race better, or his intense business practices, Elon is not for the faint-hearted. With his overtaking of social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, Elon was making headlines with the chaotic and what seemed to be insane transition.
It's gone from being a place where you would go on to find the truth to going a place where you'd go on to get entertained. It's a very different site. He wanted it to be a global place of truth, and he's turned it into a circus.
According to an article by NBC News, once Musk took over the company, there were massive layoffs that added up to at least half of X's payroll and included some key executive members in the company.
So unless drastic action was taken immediately, this company's going to die. This is not a caring, uncaring situation. It's like if the whole ship sinks, then nobody's got a job.
As one who has so much power and influence over millions of people, many believe that Elon isn't thinking of the consequences his social media presence may cause to not only X, but his other businesses as well. While Elon may have a certain feeling about advertisers, they are a main source of income for the company. And with this massive exodus, this could be a huge loss for the company and Elon's public image as a whole.
Once in a while, I will say something foolish, and I have. And I would certainly put that comment one of the most foolish, if not the most foolish thing I've ever done on the platform. And I did do my best to clarify. I certainly do not mean anything anti-Semitic in that. What I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Them. What this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company. And the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform. Think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
The judge is the public. Tesla currently sells twice as much in terms of electric vehicles as the rest of electric car makers in the United States combined. Tesla has done more to help the environment than all other companies combined. It would be fair to say that, therefore, as a leader of the company, I've done more for the environment than everyone else, and any single human on Earth.
Was it just the subtweet of the conspiracy theory? Or was it the call out heard from around the world when he complained about being blackmailed by advertisers leaving the site? Well, according to CNBC, the reason people are leaving is more than that. It's because X doesn't know what they are anymore.
Twitter used to be the first thing I opened every morning, even before I read my emails, because it was so good at getting me up to date, and I could trust information, a lot of it. Look, I have no problem with bringing on lots more voices. I have no problem with the moves he made to make sure that everybody can speak there. The reason it broke for me is the blue check mark.
Yeah,
when everybody got a blue
disaster.
check mark, now I don't know who's a conspiracy theorist and who's somebody I should actually trust.
And it's a dirty circus now, and it's all about engagement and outrage. You get rid of all of the voices that are vetted, the voices that have some level of experience, and you throw up anybody who wants to pay $8.
The aspiration for X is to be the global town square. I would encourage people to look at, for those that use the system, when you look at the feed that you receive, how often is it hateful? And over time, has it gotten more or less hateful. You know, I don't know if you will believe me or not, but I think honesty is the best policy. We've got this great system, and it's getting better, called Community Notes, which is fantastic, I think, at correcting falsehoods or adding context. In fact, we make a point of not removing anything, but only adding context. Now, that context could include that this is completely false, and here's why. And no one is immune to this. I'm not immune to it. Advertisers are not immune to it. In fact, we've had Community Notes, which has caused us some loss in advertising. Speaking of loss of advertising revenue, if a community note, if there's false advertising, the community note will say, "This is false," and here is why. I mean, there's one specific example that is public knowledge, so I'll mention it, which is at one point Uber had this ad which said "Earn like a boss." And it was community noted, if by boss you mean $12.47 an hour.
The two biggest things that are extremely important when it comes to running any company, whether it be a small business or a mega multinational corporation, is the following. Firstly, you need to have a brand vision, an idea that you can rally your team behind and make a reality. With the X takeover, Elon began to look into too many things that the company could be. By not having a straight path towards the future, X has gone all over and seems to not know who they are anymore. Secondly, when it comes to attracting investors and advertisers to your business, you need to make sure that you are up to date with what brands want to see with your business. For example, posting something that goes against values of stakeholders in your company is a surefire way to ruffle some feathers, make your investors concerned about their profit, and also cast a different light on yourself and your company. You didn't even intend to. The future of X is something that seems to live on a shaky foundation, especially after Elon's call out to all the advertisers that have left the platform. Is it possible that X could make a comeback and get their advertisers back? Or has Elon just doomed the company to failure? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe to keep up with our latest videos.